All right. Thank you so much for joining today, Mohammed Abufour. I was looking forward to this talk. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Just trying to make sense of the situation right now, sitting in the lockdown, trying to understand what's happening and what's the future of our industry, and trying to talk to as many people as I can. And that's why I was really looking forward to talk to you because you're one of the most respected and authorized voices in our industry. And so I was looking forward to talk to you, and I really appreciate you took this time to share your wisdom with us and all the viewers of this video.
Thank you, Pratik, and I really also enjoy to you whenever I meet you. Uh, I think NDT we are a family, and we should talk to each other. We should share our knowledge, share our things that there is in you. I think both will win.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Love it. So let me start with the first question that I had. You have more than 30 years of experience in NDT. Tell us what made you choose NDT as your career. And if you can share with us, what were the decisions you made along the way that made you a great example in our industry right now?
Well, it's regarding for my start, I wasn't thinking about NDT. In fact, I didn't know about NDT. But when I joined my company and I finished my academic courses, there's one a supervisor from supervisor NDT came to our unit and told me you are do you like to join the NDT unit? I said, what's NDT? Always people ask what's NDT. I said, NDT is non-destructive testing. I said, okay. He said, you make money. Oh, this is good. As young, 30 years ago, always looking for the money. I was single, and I want to make money, good future. So there's no Google, to look or internet to look what's NDT or the people. But I met one friend. He also joined the unit before me, and he said, "Yes, we are working 12 hours a day. Too much work. They give me a vehicle to go, and I enjoy it, and very good. And at the end of the month, it's almost 1.5 salary." I said, "Oh, fine, good." And I like that guy, and I like the guys they joined that NDT. So I told the new supervisor, "Yes, I'd like to join your unit." So we are in Aramco. It's different department, but in different section. So I was in one in one section there in rotating equipment engineering. So I moved from rotating equipment engineering unit to NDT unit. So I joined the unit at that time. I found everybody is just working in X-ray. It's just going every day on X-ray. So there, we have service providers, and those service providers they have some technician from India. The guy they brought one guy, he's level 2, but he failed in the UT exam for our company. So the guy he's young, is almost same age. And first time I saw one from India and same age, and he was friendly. He just go go out of his country. So we became friends. And then I work with him. I like UT. So I said, okay, why I work RT, RT, it's very hard taking this, the projector up and down, in the field, some, there are some hazards there. So, and plus I am really good in drafting. So I know, for the OSI, looking for, in the equipment where to take the the ultrasonic spot. So I was good. And this guy, really, he had, later he passed the exam and he told me about his salary. I said, wow, this is good. Why stay in RT? RT, most of us Saudis, and also, there are some Filipino and the technician from India, all are RT. Everything they do it with RT. So, if you work, for magnetic particle and penetrate test. So I think for UT, I want to be a UT because that guy is really, he grow, he is, because there is only him. So I decided this job, NDT, is good for me for the future. And I have to do something different from others. So that time when I joined, when I joined the NDT, it was the beginning of 1987. So I spent 3 years, 2 years, 3 years in doing RT. I became level two in PTMT, and I learned some UT, thickness measurement, and some shear wave. So I met the department head level 3 in Saudi Aramco, and I told him, I'm looking for, to be a UT level 2. He's from USA, and I don't know, this guy's really one of the, he changed my life. He told me, you have to go to USA and take a training for UT level 1, UT level 2, and RTFI, because RTFI, it's a lot of work for RT. It requires someone higher, a senior radiography, or someone that he knows how to interrupt the film. So, at that time, 1990, it's not easy to go to USA. So because I know how to type, I know how to, I have good skill in English. So I try. At that time also, I attend some, section meeting. At that time, there is not Saudi Arabia section. There's Arab Bansawillah section. It's already now no more exist. So I attended, and I know a few level 3. And this guy level 3, he advised me to go to Hillier Institute in USA. While there is another guy from UK, he told me to go to TWI. So I checked, how the cost in UK and USA. Said, okay, but then because the tax in USA and in UK, I said I change. I'll go to the USA. So I went there. I get level 1 and level 2 and get RTFI. Came back to the kingdom, work in Aramco, and get certified. And I became different from others. So my career start different. My vision start different. I get, a lot of work, traveling a lot. Since time until now, never stop to learn. I always, last year I was in Houston for HTA course. I'm still young. I can work. I get the certificate. I'm one of the, maybe according to the team from Lavender, he told me you are the only one from the Middle East. So NDT is really, I enjoy it. I like it. I think there is everything. There is update every day. There is an update. So this is my, shortly, maybe I take long. This is my start. How I being income in the NDT, and I'm always every time I look, I review my what I am doing. So I'm looking for something new, regardless, if I pay for those courses or I go and attended, for conferences, or the company supported me. If I did a lot of things, just me, self-independent. I like to. That's why I know you. I know the others. I go to the fall conferences. I go to so many forums in the GCC, and I also I try my best to be engaged with many people in the NDT. And in fact, I found that really it's healthy to learn from them, exchange information. So that's why I become maybe different from the other. I learn from everywhere.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And also attending the ASNT conferences is something that has changed my life. It's very important to me to attend these conferences. That's how I met you, and that's how I met a lot of other people. And that's a great point as well. And so coming to ASNT, I know you won a lot of awards. I think you won so far 3 ASNT awards. What are those awards, and how can others win those awards as well?
Well, sometimes it's, you don't know yourself that you have a good experience, or you are, a good in something. So, from 1990 to 2000, I gained a lot of experience and also certificates. In fact, in 2000, I attended my associate degree in USA in Moraine Valley Community College. So I get my associate degree there. In 2002, I back to home, and I graduated with honor. I was in the president list, in dean list all the time, and I test all the samples there. I did one project. I like it. As I told you, I love NDT. So when I came back, I came back to Saudi and my work. The section is inactive, and there was an president award. His name is Scott Miller, to fill the form for the technician of the year. He gave to me, and I don't know what's that. No, and that one. So I was in one of the in the Saudi Arabia, and I was I think studying for the level 3 since I am away from home. So I saw that form. I said, okay, let me fill that form and give it this guy, because this guy, he want to get points for the section. So I filled the form, I put my certificate and everything, I put all the support document, and I give it to him. He submitted to the to the ASNT on time to get point for for the section. Later, I receive mail through the email that they say I won that the technician of the year. Wow, me, I don't believe it, and even the section and everybody. So I really, that one, even my family, it makes the difference. It makes me to change my way looking to the ASNT, change me my way from looking to local to looking to the internet. There is a big society in the world. Take care for the NDT engineer and the NDT technician. There is something that you can show your talent, you show your experience. So I went there, and really the board and the staff there in the ASNT at that time, 2006, really they are very nice, same as now. They really enjoy, they see me and they talk to me, because I was the first international win that award. Until now, I am the only one international member or technician win the ASNT Technician of the World. All of them from USA except me. So I was really, when I attend the banquet ceremony, I went to the stage and received the trophy and talked to the guy there. So really, I cannot express how nice. I cannot forget it. It's very nice. So I came back, my company liked it, and my company and my boss, and they said, okay, we want you to tell, here the local technician and also the new high school graduate to be enter the NDT. So I become like a model to go to the community college, to the high school, and even in the side with the company to tell about my story, about this. It's really, I use it very good, to convince people about the NDT, because until now there are so many people they didn't know about NDT. They thought it's either and it's not easy job, but it's not impossible, but it's good. The future, it's good for the future. So I want that to be technician of the year. Then I looked, then I saw myself, okay, I reached this level, I need to be another level. So I work in, from 2006 to 2012, I gain more certificate, more level 3, and I submit for Fellow Award.
The what award? Fellow Award, yes.
Yeah, and again in 2012, I was also, amazed that, I was selected by the committee in ASNT to receive the award in USA, and I gave him all my, my technical paper that, I published, presentation, things, the certificate, and also my, my support to the community college, to the student in the society, to the NDT in local and international, because I'm always open to the other. I love talking to others, like I love talking to you now, Ritik. if you allow me, I will talk until for 24 hours. I enjoy it. So I won that award. I came back, and they said, this is good, and also I express my feeling to others. They can win that one. They can they can be there. It's good, to add in their CV, add in their, for their career, to get international award. So I continue. As I said to you, I'm always, when I reach something, I have to have another destination that I need to reach. So in 2018, because I did a lot of mentor for the, for the university student and also for the industrial student, they came to our unit, I became their mentor, and also some engineers. So I submit also my nomination name for mentor award in 2017 for 2018. And I won that one in 2018. And really, I'm putting effort. To mean that it's just written in paper. In my daily life, I did a lot of mentoring, and today I was with my mentee, and I explained to them what to do, what courses need to be taken. The same for me for the fellow award. I'm really reviewing procedures, things, develop techniques, doing a lot of things in daily life in NDT. So I enjoy it. Why not? And that's why my message to the NDT technician and engineer to measure your experience. You need to get someone to measure what you have. And by the way, several times I fail. I submit several times and I wasn't selected. It's not one time. It's not one time. But this one, it make me, because the ASNT really, they send you the feedback, and they told you this time you wasn't selected because you are there are many they have more qualification, or they give you where's the things that you need to improve yourself. So I took this note to improve myself, and this is everybody can do it, and you can do it, Beratik.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. So my understanding is basically if you want to apply for one of these awards, you have to apply through a section.
Yeah, section they have to support you.
Okay,
the section they have to support you, and you give them all, because every year ASNT they send to the section and also to the members. And the member, they have to talk with their section that they like through them to give him the support. So, the chairman or the chairman of the board, they have to, to review and make sure this guy is not, he's good and he's qualified.
Got it.
Before they submit it to the USA, to the ASNT. USA.
Okay, so for people who don't know what a section is, basically it's a representation of ASNT in a local area. Like let's say here in Greater Los Angeles, there's a GLAS, which is Greater Los Angeles section for ASNT. In Houston, there is the Greater Houston ASNT section. So every bigger city, major city has like a local section that you might want to search and be a part of. So you could, so we could apply for these kinds of awards. So coming to these sections, I heard that you're one of the founders of the ASNT's Saudi Arabian section. Can you tell us more about like how you supported in forming this section, and what role does a section play? We kind of heard a little bit about in the previous answer. What role does a section play in supporting the NDT workforce in Saudi Arabia, for example?
Maybe I mentioned when I started my career, I attended a section meeting. It was the name Arab Bansuwala here in Saudi Arabia. Then that section stopped for reason or not. And I think it stopped in 1991 or 1992. So in 1999, we have a group of engineers in Saudi Aramco and also in the community. They decided to talk with ASNT that they want to create a new section in Saudi Arabia. And ASNT, they support that. They give him the requirements that require to be, to start the section. So I was, I'm a friend of those engineers. I'm a friend of those engineers, whether, they are from Aramco or outside, because, NDT community is not big. So, especially if you are in, if you are socially limit, talk about, certification, help others. So, we know each other. So I was selected back to be an ASNT. So we put all the requirement, and we talked to the ASNT, and in fact, the president, Mr. Hussein Sadiq, at that time, he came to Saudi Arabia to open the section in 2000. So it is really was something that we needed in Saudi Arabia. And since that time, our section, the role of our section, we support all the local, NDT technicians, regardless, where is he from. It's just to be, a member. And when he renew or be a member of ASNT, which section he selects Saudi Arabia. And even if he's selecting Saudi Arabia, he is most welcome to attend our meeting. So we gather, we are gathering every month. We have a technical or dinner meeting with either we schedule with one of those NDT services, NDT supplier in the region, here in the kingdom, or any of those service provider that they have really qualified, or we as a board or any expert, he can submit his presentation. And we didn't prefer sales. We prefer something that really have a message to our technician to learn, to put a step to the front, to improve themselves. So since 2000 until now, we are doing really well. We are, we won the President Award for maybe 10 years continuous. And also here we support some of the local student. We give him some, we go there and we give him some, presentation to support them. And also we do education. We have, education program to give short courses. And also we have, for the membership, we always, make like, gathering to go, for a good area, just to be a family. And also for those people who came from, far away from, India or the others, we help them to renew their certificate, get points to renew their level 3. Also, during the, it's like a small conference. Every dinner meeting is like a small conference. People, they get a job, they know each other, they say hello to each other, they see some, some new technology. So every month we are gathering in one hotel, and 100 plus the attendees, 100 to 150, and really they enjoy also good dinner in one, big buffet and nice, and they spend around 3 hours, to get away from the work and get something new for their career.
Very nice. That's awesome. So basically sections, these local sections are like you said, smaller conference kind of settings where especially when somebody, newcomer comes and asks like which companies to work for, or how is this industry, or even before you get into this industry, if you can find a local section in your city or your region and just attend 1 or 2 of those meetings, that would give them a whole lot more information about NDT, about getting started and connecting with the local members, so you get a better idea about the industry in your region. And then later on, you can attend these bigger conferences like ASNT annual conferences. And if nothing else, like you said, the dinner is really good. One thing I've seen at these local section meetings is dinner is really good. And you can always make friends, even if it's not for job hunting. You can always listen to these presentations, make friends, and 5 years later, somebody talks to you about something, and then you start connecting the dots like, oh yeah, I know that person from my local section meeting, and something happens, something good happens out of that. So that's a good point. I like it.
Yeah, we many workshop organize, you know, and if there's a new technology, you know, whether coming to our, you know, to Aramco, because I'm, you know, I'm like a unit supervisor. I know this and this equipment is new, and I talk to him if he like to enjoy, you know, if he like to, you know, give a presentation in the local section, and many times they like it, you know, whether they came from Europe, state, Russia, India. Yeah, I'm always, when I meet those, you know, in my company or outside, I give him and I said, okay, you know, we the section, we sponsor sometimes the dinner, sometimes the local section. We are not looking for the money. We're looking for the benefits for our technician, our engineers. So even we give door prize. Maybe you know, we give door prize for our you know, technician engineers who attended. We have like, you know, 10 to 15 door prize. We just give it to them, just to come, let them to come. We need you to come and see. And also, you know, many times, you know, people really, they get something that new for their challenges. But, you know, they have some, you know, challenges in their, you know, in their company, and they resolve it through the section meeting because they found that one, it may resolve. And many times, just, you know, a networking. It's very good networking, that, you know, his company, he will be, you know, appreciated by his company. So this is one of, you know, one of the most benefits, that the level 3, he come, he evaluate, and he maybe make a meeting and take this guy to his company.
Exactly. Yep. And like you said, like you feel like you're a part of a family, like a smaller family in a local region, and sometimes it's motivating to compete against the other local section, because I know ASNT does like these point systems about to sections depending on how many members they recruit, how many you know, different criteria, and you feel like you're part of something where you're competing against, like in US, the greater Houston section is kind of like the biggest one. And then the greater Los Angeles section is another big one. And I've been a part of both at one point. And it's just the networking, the level of networking that happens at these local sections is so valuable for it, especially for newcomers. It's just, it's really valuable. And also the raffle draws, I always end up winning prizes at these, and it's just a lucky draw, you know, but if you buy 25 tickets, you're going to win something. I always win something at the local section over here, and it's just fun. At the end of the day, you learn something, you eat nice food, and you win something, and it's all good networking event, like you said.
And you get point for your new certificate. And also you get, you know, you may there are some of the training centers, you know, level 3s, they came there. It's good, you know, to know them and see their schedule for the training. It's, you know, also for if you're giving a presentation, you will get points. So by the accumulate for 5 years, you have a good number of points. So you are, you know, easy to renew your level 3. So it's win for everybody. You know, everybody, you know, they get benefit from attending this, you know, this dinner meeting.
Absolutely. So now I wanted to ask you about that you're serving as a board member for ASNT. Can you tell us what exactly does it mean to be a board member in ASNT, and especially as an international member?
Yes. I was, you know, as I said, you know, I'm very active. I'm still active with the Saudi Arabia section. And the board, they told me, you know, we want to support you. We want you to be, you know, to be in the board, to take our message to the board, because we have some, you know, some issue that it's hard, you know, to go through the email. We didn't do it online. So we need someone from us. You know, we have like, I still remember that in 2012 or 13, we have like gathering, you know, board meeting, and we said, why we go, you know, out from, you know, the GCC, you know, the region here. One of us, you know, we need to support one of us to nominate him to be in director at large in ASNT. So everybody, you know, some people, they said, you know, they have some, you know, either because the section cannot pay fully. We have to pay you, you know, with maybe 50% or 60%. So, you know, it need to spend your money, some of your, you know, your money for it, because when you go to the US, it's not, you know, it's not, you know, you have to spend more money from your, you know, pocket. So everybody will look, and I volunteer. I said, okay, I like it. I want to be there, but I want to, before I, you know, nominate myself, I like to see, like to do like a strategy, what we want to be there, why I want, physically I will be there, but what my message to be there. I don't want to be there to be just, you know, go and attend and come back. Anyhow, we sit, and they said, okay. And then 2014, yeah, end of 2014, I submit my name, and I win. And I've been in the board from 2015 to 2018. So I attend the first meeting in the US, and I tell you the fact, it's not easy for us, as in, you know, for coming from the overseas to be there. It's, you know, for me, you know, to fly, you know that fly around plus 20 to 30 hours until you reach your destination, whether in Columbus or in Orlando, or one time in Miami. Oh, 35 hours, you know, 6 hours in Boston, another 5 hours in Abu Dhabi. You know, it's how you exhaust, you know, when you be there. So it's not easy for us to be there. That's why I talked to the board, you know, maybe I need more support from you know, from the board. And also, you know, it's not easy. It's not like the local section. I can talk and I can everything. Here, there, you know, the strategy is totally different. And even I still remember the chairman of the board at that time, Kevin Smith. He told me, you know, you need 1 year. 1 year means 3 meetings or 4, maximum 4 meetings. So you need, after 4 meetings, to learn how, you know, what to do, what to say, how to make suggestion, and how to, you know, to convince others about the other. But for me, and I started, you know, when I went there, I started, you know, to make networking with Indian society, Japanese society, Thailand society, German society, all the international, because we have, maybe I'll say hi to Debbie Seger. She is, you know, always organizing, you know, for the international section. It's really there to know all those international. So I made, you know, a good networking with them, because my voice is not only for Saudi Arabia section, it's for all the international. So I try to listen to them, see what they, you know, what's message or issue they have to bring the board. The board is listening, but I said, you know, maybe I spend maybe 1 year to 1 year, which I said 3 meetings, because the agenda is full. You know, sometimes you have only one. You have to give to the chairman, and the chairman, they will see, you know, they will see your, you know, your suggestion or your rationale from where, you know, what it's really, maybe it's already discussed, and they give you the answer. So, but they are really very cooperative. You know, Dr. Berson before, and all the staff, you know, ASNT staff, James and the other, all of them really, they are very helpful. They created the international committee, and I be there. I was the vice chairman when I was in the board. Then I attended there to just to tell ASNT, we are almost 50% of the ASNT, and we like to get, you know, more, not more involved, you know, to be if, you know, there are a lot of benefits. Our member, they didn't know about it. They know only about the certification. They, right. You know, like now I'm talking about the award, about so many things there that really it requires from us, as, you know, as a section leaders, to bring this message from ASNT to our members here, because our member here, they are really too busy working hard for 12 hours. They are not, having time to look, to read the material evaluation, or to look, you know, to the ASNT website. We should take the responsibility to bring ASNT message to those engineers and and NDT technicians. So I try my best, communicate with all. As I said to them all the time, I'm not representing Saudi Arabia, I'm representing the international. So when I left, there was one engineer from UI section. He submit. I talked to him and I pushed him, and not push him. I said yes. They have, you can submit your, you can. They will help you. In fact, the board there, they also support me for some of the, financially, because it's not easy, for 4 times to come to US. So they supported me. They support me really whenever in the start of the meeting. I feel comfortable when the first day when I attend the meeting, when everybody say to hi, how's your fly, when you arrive, and also when we finish the conference or the meeting, everybody say safe drive, safe fly home, and everybody said okay. Excuse me. Say hi to your family. This appreciation, from the staff and also from the board, it really make the difference more than the financial. It's a financial. It's not that big because it's in a profit, society. But those words, it came from the staff, from the board, and also from the people around working in the ASNT society. It make me the difference. It makes me hear that even me now, I'm thinking to go back to the board and support the international, because my message to all the section, we have to have one of the international section, one leader to be there in the board all the time, at least one. This is my message. There is a lot of benefits, a lot of things, and every time when I go there, I have like trip report. I have a trip report. When I came to my section here, I gave them what happened there, what we see, what benefits. If they have, this is during the dinner meeting. Normally during the dinner meeting, we talk about the membership. If those people who are expired need to renew, if there is any schedule for for ASNT level 3, and they give me a chance to talk for 3 to 5 minutes about what new things in ASNT. Really, I was since 2009 until 2019. I'm attending those conferences. I'm always come with the new things that really good or benefits to our section. They give me I'm always have 3 to 5 minutes to talk, just to share to share some knowledge, some experience from attending the ASNT, whether when I was in the board or when I just attending there to receive the President Award for the Arabia section, or just to give a presentation or to do any because as maybe I don't know if you know that I'm a member of 8 committees in ASNT.
Wow.
Yep.
So board member is basically like a very high level networking opportunity, and try kind of like overview of what are the next few things we should be doing with ASNT, and then communicating that with your local sections and other regional leaders. And then there are smaller committees inside the ASNT for particular objectives like outreach or certifications. And so are board members on the top, and then there's like communities that are, committees that are below them. And so like, does somebody have to start being a part of these committees in order to be a board member?
No, not exactly. But, for me, and also I found many of the board, they came from CMC, Certification Management Council. They are member of the CMC. So I was in the CMC from 2013. I started in 2013, I think. There is like, those are technical, while the board is administration. There's 2 different, here it's just administration and to approve if there is anything that support to all the committees in ASNT, plus what things that they do in the future, or it's cover everything that to run the ASNT in the right way. So this is the board, while the technical, there are so many, technical committee, and also there are some governor committee. There are, research and R&D research committee, TE committee. There are so many, so many committee. But in the Certification Management Council, it's for the ASNT level 2 and level 3. We there, we review, the question. We used to proctor the exam in worldwide and the US. I proctor myself one of the exam I assist in South Carolina, in Charlton, and also I did here in Saudi Arabia. And I was, I put my name to assist in India and South Korea, but I didn't go there. And one time they asked me if I like to go to Mexico, but I said, oh, too far, too far to fly there, for 2 days, or 3 days and come back. It's really, it's not easy. It's not easy. So Certification Management Council, it's really it one step to the front about when you become level 3 to be, a networking with top level 3 worldwide. So all, those people, they came, we do a lot of things, we review the standards, we review all the questions, we review if there is any questions, and also if there is anything related to the certification. We have 3 days, and one of those 3 days, one open meeting, people from outside, not from the CMC, they can attend and share thought or raise any concern regarding, whether, testing center, questions, things. The chairman, vice chairman of the CMC, they are listening, take things and discuss with the members. Then they take this, they decided that they need to take it to their board for approval. So it's very, and there in the CMC, they have many committees, small subcommittee. It's like, for the, MAG, BT, UT, VT, ET, all the methods. So when we did there, we divided two groups, to review and develop new questions, review some maybe ongoing question. You become too busy, to be there, and also you will know, and also if there is some concern here or there from your society or the region or any international, I brought those concerns to the CMC. So it's another message from your local section, from your NDT to be there. I raise, the question about, Taft and phase array, why we don't have in ASNT like PCN level 2, So because, here in the region and even, worldwide, for inspecting, pressure vessels, to verify the integrity of the world, nowadays, Taft and phase array are, it's recordable and the best, technique to inspect, but still, in ASNT, they're like sub, technique of UT. So I explain and I give so many times, and I think they are working in it, and hopefully, it will be shown to the public soon. And at the same time, there is another one. Maybe if you want to talk about it, it's industry sector qualification. That's good for, future for the technician.
So piggybacking off of that, actually, so basically, usually when we talk about certifications and qualifications, we usually talk MT, PT, UT, RT, VT, PAUT, TOEFL, all these. What is this ISQ thing? We get emails, a lot of emails from ASNT these days talking about the ISQ qualification that they launched. What exactly is it, and who should be thinking about this industrial sector qualification?
Yes, many of those, certified technician, for example, for the UT level 2 share wave, there are wall defect, and there are in-surface defect, and also for base metal, there are so many defects that really affect, the production, or the affect the operation, and nobody looked at them. So what the idea came, that one of the one of the big company, they says, one of the head of one big company, they came to ASNT and they said, yeah, we have a problem that the guys, although they are certified with level 2, when they go and, take, inspect our lines in the plant, they can't differentiate between lamination and corrosion, between corrosion and blister and all these things. So CMC take that, message and think about it. We have several meetings with, with all members, and then the CMC, they open the door for, to join this industry sector qualification.
Real quick, CMC is basically Certification Management Council.
Yes.
Okay.
And under that, it's the, there is committee, they call industry sector qualification. What we are, we create like a procedure, a pilot, how to qualify, the technician, how to differentiate this technician different from the other technician. It's not, it's just, this qualification will help him, to show to the client that I'm qualified to do this type of the examination. So we starting with the UTT, ultrasonic thickness measurement, we have, I think, if I not remember, we have around 250 plus sample with all too many different defects, and also the test is computer based. You can do the practical test. You give your, you put your, answers directly. The computer will give you, if you are pass or fail. And this qualification, it will help you. It depends about your client, but it will help you to show your, you demonstrate the qualification of the, of yourself, that you can work in this plant or refinery or pipeline, because you are familiar with all, with the actual defect that really represent this pipeline or the plant or refinery. So because everything, it's come from, natural, defect that really samples came from the field. It's not just, man-made. So this qualification, I think they started last year in August in Hillier Center in Houston. I think they still continue in Houston, and also in Houston and California, and they will extend it to all over the state. And they're supposed to be this year in international, but Corona's it haven't, and I'm not sure because. But it's really, we are working. In fact, we have every month we have a meeting. The last Monday of last Tuesday of every month, we gather together, through webinar or through phone call. They send me the code and access, and we discuss. They send me a week ahead the agenda that we need to discuss. The chairman is Mike Sense from BP, and the vice chairman is Danny Cake, and also we are supporting by the staff from from ASNT. We discuss all the and also the good things, we are all from famous company. You have only one voting member. If you are for example, normally maximum 2 from one big company. They didn't allow you to have more than 2, and the voting is only one guy. So if we are voting for anything, there's one guy, only we use one vote. So it is, and plus for me, I learn a lot. I share with them a lot what we have here, what we did here, and what we are using as one of the biggest company in the world for the qualification. I really gain knowledge, and also I exchange my knowledge here with them. I enjoy it. I enjoy it with them. Sometimes the time is not helping me. I miss, the meeting, but still we are continue with them, and I will continue. It's really, it will help the technicians, to be the right way. It's not, it's not like certified, it's qualified. It's qualification. It's not certifying, it's qualification that you are qualified to do UTT or you are qualified for share wave. we are working now for the share wave, and shortly we will, inshallah, we will complete for the share wave. Then we will jump to the phaser rate, TOF, and so on.
Got it. So it's more like a performance demonstration test of real world samples.
Yes, yes, yeah. Because if me as maybe if I am like a government, or I am the owner of the refinery, I need someone to tell me what's going on with to make sure that Mohammed Abufour, he knows when he worked there in my plant looking for corrosion, he knows to can differentiate. I don't want to have a leak later, because the evaluation, the assessment, it will be based in this report. So I need someone that really is qualified.
Got it. So basically, there's real quick, is there any prerequisite? Do you have to be a level 1, level 2 to get this thing?
No, no,
or you
no,
can just jump as a fresher?
Yeah, jump. You have to jump.
Oh, that's great. So you could be, you could have no, do you need to have any experience?
It's good for you, because you will fail if you don't have experience.
Okay. But yes. Okay. So, but there's no minimum experience requirements.
No.
Okay.
If you feel yourself that you are qualified, jump in. You pay you go online, fill the form, schedule your test, and go ahead to the center and take the test.
Okay, I see. So so basically in US, sometimes like bigger clients like ExxonMobil or Shell, they have their in-house performance demonstration tests, because even if you're certified, qualified, whatever, from any training school or even within your company, ExxonMobil still wants to test you on some samples of their own and make sure you can inspect those. Is this ISQ thing a substitute for these tests, or will Exxon and Shell still test you on their own tests in spite of having this ISQ qualification?
In my opinion, it helps you in the CV to be selected for the job, first things. Because if I know that Bratic, that they have, for example, this ICQ for UT Sharewave, when I see his CV, he's qualified from ICQ, I will select him better than the other guy. This is first. Second, because I will make investment of this guy, instead the other guy, I will give him a training and I will make him maybe a refresher course and everything. This guy is ready to go to the Exxon or Shell or Aramco or whatever the test to go and pass. So there is benefit for the guy.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I want to jump to like considering what's happening globally right now in terms of the virus situation, the oil prices that's causing a chaos in this industry, and the technological innovation that's happening. How does a newcomer, like what advice would you give to the new next generation who is thinking about choosing NDT as the future career? How can they approach this industry? Like, what kind of skills are more relevant than before in this industry now, as opposed to before this whole situation?
Well, every time there is, there's a movement like any other career. Before, taking maybe one week, 2 weeks course is enough. Now, you need to have more skill. You need to have, computer skill. You have to be in English. If you are not, second language, you need to have a good English. You need to have good in writing, English. Plus, normally before there is no associate degree or degree in NDT. Nowadays, instead of jumping from the high school and taking, short courses and go to get a job, you will stay in the bottom of the NDT. But if you start, going to the college and get associate degree, and they are available now worldwide, they are available many, not like before. Before in 2000, I went to US. Now we have, two industrial college, and also we have one institute, and they are teaching, and giving, associate degree. So there is different from now and before. And also there are some, some university, they have either section and with the mechanical as in mechanical engineering, or they have like a program, like University of Northampton. So in UK, or in India, in Hyderabad, or I think they have also, they have, like a degree. And I heard also they have a master degree. I don't know, but I'm not
that's
sure.
in Chennai, in NIT Trichy.
Yeah, Chennai, you see there, they are sending people thousand and thousand. They know that the industry, they need it. So instead of, starting this, you're starting, with good education. So because, nowadays, the industry, they're using conventional and advanced. So if you start with the college and, with the university, you are ready to work with advanced because you have all the basic things. So for you, as intelligent student or a good student, you choose where you are. Maybe sometimes you don't have money. You can start there, and you take some short courses. Then you go to get certified by ASNT or by the BINDT or by TWI. There is one way. And the other way, you have to go to the college and study, and then university and get the degree. Then you jump, to maybe you get your level 3s, and you go and get this, work with the technologies, and there are too many now available. You work with the, maybe you start with it, to get some training. But for you, from my experience, you will be faster than others. So still, you are decided, like me, 30 years ago, I go for those short courses because they are the top. Now there are something else you need, because the industry, or they need, every time there is something, they need qualified, they need high professional. They didn't look like before, we just do RT. Now it's not different. There are so many high technology, high tech. We have in our company more than 20 technique, using high tech, advanced NDT technologies. So and for the time being, you asked me about the corona, and still it didn't stop us, from taking, online courses. But I saw your in LinkedIn about, you have, you put it there. There are 3 companies that are, giving those online courses. I really communicate with the Edify, and they are really very helpful. And we are, I talk with them, and really I want to say thank you to James he's the Middle East Phoebe from the Edify for his support. Really, what we did, we scheduled 9 technologies, 3 a week, 3 technology per a week, taken 1 hour to 1.5 an hour. We can, I have, with my unit around 25 technicians. They are attending from home, from work, everywhere. They can do it from their mobile, from their PC, from laptop, all over. And my experience and my advice, those online training, it's good if you are familiar with the technology. It's like a refresher course. It's good, to know about this technology, but if you are familiar, the benefits is more. So really, we get benefits. We attended, now 3. Tomorrow we have another one for ACFM, and we have also next week another 3. So it's really good to be busy with those type of training. It's free, no charge. It's just, I make the communication. They are available there, and it's good. And it's nothing you will lose. You will gain the fact. And also for me, for the corona, I have too many procedure technique sheet, to review and to approve. And also I'm working with one of my friend, Dr. Shaimal Azawi from Southern Illinois University, to do a technical paper for full conference. I hope it will be at, we can attend. So basically you can do a lot, since you are sitting home, you can, you can working in a lot of things, become busy. And also I talked with a week ago with Jonathan Burns from Mistras, discussing about tank inspection. I talk, I have many friends, I have worldwide, and I talk to them, there are so many benefits from this corona, to be home, to be busy. And now I am with you, with the interview to give my message to those technicians. They can do it. They have so many things they can do it. It's just, know what to do. Maybe I don't want to be but commercial for this company or company, but really they have just to put in the Google online training, and they can see a big list that
Right.
people offering, charge, and some of them they are offering would be with very minimum charge. So it is there is no reason to stop you from learning. You have things to do. We minimize the work, but still with technology, with advanced NDT technology, you will be keeping distance from you and the other technician, and you will be safe to work. And don't worry, and this corona will not stop us.
Well, Mohammed Abufour, by now we know you're super passionate about NDT. The way you answer the question, the way you talk, it's just, you're joyful, you're happy to share what you know and coach and mentor people. We know you're passionate. But here's my question is, NDT is a very like a quality assurance, quality control industry, and it's very critical. A small mistake that somebody could make could lead to a big disaster or potential lawsuits and even deaths in some cases. How did you manage to stay passionate and still work in this industry every single day for more than 30 years? How do you manage this risk and responsibility versus being happy and be able to sleep peacefully at night?
Pratik, you have to learn from your mistake. If I tell you I never did mistake, no, I'm not telling the truth. There is so many, times, but, I'm always trying, if I didn't know, I will say I didn't know. Or I will ask Pratik for second opinion. Or I will ask, maybe it requires second, inspection. Or another technique, it may give information. Because, sometimes the technology, you require two techniques in NDT. My report will be the last, if not the last, before the last to make the assessment. So if I am not sure, that's whenever I go to work, I get the answer at the field. I have, I prepare question for me, because I'm always looking for two things. This is the trick I will give you and give others. If I am going to work in this line or the weld, I will look to, for example, I will inspect the weld. I will say, okay, is this line, is it new weld or old weld? If it is a new weld, what type of defect? Where are they? What's the location? So I'm looking, I'm knowing my enemy before I go. So I prepare myself, okay, I know this side diffusion will be in the side, and this one, lock ventilation in the bottom, slag maybe in the middle, toe crack in the edge in the top, undercut is there. All those type of enemies, I tell them, I know them, where are they? So I prepare myself, or if there is imperfect, I will inspect one word online, and that on surface. So I'm looking the line. Is it old or new? Is it what type of surface there that affect the base metal? It's maybe the temperature. All this, I'm always have a checklist. I know this 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I'm also preparation checklist. Preparation checklist linked to that we said formation. So this, it will give you 40% answer of your, of the result. When I go there, all this I learn from failure. I didn't come to me, because if I know this, the failure will be less. So this one will help me later on. Will help will help the engineer or the assessor to make the right evaluation, and I feel comfortable. So when I go to the field, I know my job. And also, if I didn't know or there is something, I just, I put in the remark, it requires verification with other technique. So it's, that's, some people, they shy to say that. Some technician, they afraid to say that. And I say to them, no, please, because you are responsible for this. You are responsible to give, what you learn, what you know. You didn't responsible enough. There is something, any failure or, or fire or leak, whatever. You will be asked. Definitely, they will be asked. Your report is wrong. So it's like, it's like, when you do an inspection, the tubes, doing all tube inspection or any type of those, tube inspection technique. If that, if the tubes are not clean and you get some noise from, from the scale or inside the tube, you mentioned there in the report. So you protect yourself and you ask the client to do more cleaning. The same things when you do the ultrasonic. If they didn't want to do grit blasting or cleaning, and there are some scale or there that your sound probes and the transducer sound will not propagate inside the material. Ask them that the surface is not good. There are some external corrosion there. This portion from 200 to 300 wasn't inspected, or there is a nozzle there, or there is something obstacle. But that area wasn't inspected. So from experience, I always, take all those notes, put them there. So this one, it make you not to pass all the time, but at least you narrow the failure. The quality control, it would be high because you have to verify the integrity. I don't care. I pay for you this much money. I need the test to be correct. So you have to prepare yourself. You give your time. If you are, under stress or something or whatever that affect you performing the test, you have to say with your, to say to your, foreman, your supervisor, your manager. If not the client, you have to mention in the report, because later on, when I investigate your report, I will look to the report. If there is nothing there, means you are okay. You did what you said that time. There's nothing. But if you put in the note or remark that I'm suggesting to inspect this world or this area with another technique. This at least you have, the client, he will look. So what technique? I said, now I'm not sure about the indication, because lifting alone these things, it's really, it's not good. It will harm you first, and also the plant, which not need. So you'll be respected. And I tell you the truth, you will be respected from the client, from the other. Maybe they will say, oh, why we pay you money, this and that, about, how much we pay you, why you don't know. Still, it's not reason not to say that. So be confident in yourself. If you know, and tell them that's okay. If not, this is my message. And now 35 years, I fail. I work all this. I fail, sometime really. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I don't have the question. But I need someone like you or expert to talk to me. When you talk to me, I will get the answer. Sometimes just I need to talk, because my mind is closed. I need someone just to talk to me about, okay, I take an aside, take the coffee or stop, for a break, take my friend. I just ask him, talk to me, what the world, what we will do. Just let's chat about the world, what we do. Definitely, 100%, even they laugh, because I am the one before 1 hour, I didn't know the answer. After 1 hour, I know the answer, because you relax. You can be, you relax, you're thinking, relax, thinking. Sometimes it doesn't come, with the answer, put it in the report. It requires another technology to verify. It's not mean that you are, you are only the end of the world, that you have to give the answer, or you have to have, the right to tell this. And those, they are not all the time. It's only, I will not say a lot, but a few. It's not all the time you will say this, but you have to say if you didn't know.
Wow. That is such a brilliant answer. I love it. I love it. I'm so happy to hear this. I'm really happy. I wish people in the field can listen to this advice. It is so important to be confident, but at the same time, it's okay to ask for a second opinion and be comfortable saying, I don't know. A lot of the times we force ourselves, and it's not super imposed by someone else, but we force ourselves to pretend that we know everything once we're qualified and certified in something. Especially level 3s, they're expected to know everything, and it's very hard for them to admit that sometimes they don't know something.
Yes, there is something that I learned also. Don't, say to yourself, I didn't know. But the client, he didn't like, I didn't know. Tell him recommendation, what to do, what the next. Tell him that technology require another opinion. Tell him what to do, because he want something. He want direction. So you have to tell him something. If you said, I didn't know, you left him in the middle of the desert, he would he will fire you. But that you do 1, 2, 3. I want you to get second opinion from Pratik. I just, give him some hint, because he will use it, because he is anxious, he is shocked that there is no answer, and he has a problem, he may have big failure. So you try to help him and give him something, the direction what to do. Because as a level 3 or the expert or even level 2, you have to give him some direction what to do. Otherwise, he will focus on you. He will fight with you.
Right. That's a good point. That's a good point. So if you don't know, that's okay, but don't tell the client, I don't know what to do. At least recommend something, get a second opinion, suggest something else, some other technique to use, and that way you don't leave the client confused and unknowing of what's going to happen in the future. Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mohammed Abufour. I loved talking to you today. So much to learn, so much wisdom from you. I really hope I can keep in touch with you more often than I am right now, and hope to see you soon after this whole thing is over. I wish we can meet in person again in future ASNT conferences. And even Saudi, actually, I was supposed to come to Saudi Arabia in July of this year, but that got postponed because of the virus situation. So my Iqama is now extending by 3 months. So I'll probably be there by the end of this year at some time.
Yeah, me too. I like you. I'm always like your smile, to see you all the time. We talk. We didn't have chance, all the time. Either I was busy or away, but I am sure we will meet. And really, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk. As I said, I love NDT, and I have friends from all over the world, and we are one family. I like always, to exchange my knowledge, information, and those maybe a few. I have a lot I can share with them. I share with them, and I'm always, as I said, even you talk to me, I'll express my feeling. I will get the answer and give to you. So thank you so much, and I wish you be safe, you and your family, and all the world. Yeah, really, I pray for all the world to come back the same as normal. We like peace. We like to see each other gathering and enjoying this wonderful life. And I hope will not take time. And thanks again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's about what? About almost midnight in Saudi. What time is it?
It's 11:20. But
oh my God! Look at your dedication. 11:20 p.m.
No. For me here, and for us here in Saudi Arabia, in Ramadan, we like we switch.
Yes.
We stay at night. Yeah, we enjoy night, and nice. Because the time of work, and during the day is only 6 hours. So we enjoy, and I go to sleep around 2 o'clock. So I wake up 8 o'clock, then I go to the work. 3 o'clock, and now I left home and work and come back, sleep for 2 hours. Then again, enjoy with my family, staying with my family, and look into the computer, see some NDT. So this is, it's my favorite. I like it, I like Ramadan. I hope everybody, inshallah, we say Eid Mubarak at the end, and we, inshallah, this Corona will be over, world will come back. I like all the people safe. I have friend, from Alaska, Mark, to Houston, Danny Cake, Dave Bajula, Kevin Smith, Dr. Berson in California. There are so many people. Scott Miller in Houston, here in India. I have many people. I wish them all safe, all of them. And excuse me if I didn't remember here or there, but really, I love you all. I wish you your family stay home, stay safe, and stay home, stay safe, and hope to see you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.